When Pakistan sleeps, Pakistan works. Between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., the country enters its most functional hours. It is not a parallel economy, it is the same economy operating under fewer constraints. Pakistan does not shut down at night. It adapts, reorganizes, and continues to function in ways that daylight often prevents. By 3 a.m., Pakistan's dairy economy is already in motion. The country produces more than 60 billion liters of milk each year, placing it among the world's largest milk producers. Yet much of this production moves through informal channels where refrigeration is limited, electricity is unreliable, and delays can mean rapid spoilage. That is why movement begins before sunrise. Collectors reach farms in the early hours, transferring milk into insulated and chilled containers and moving it towards urban centers while temperatures are low and roads are clear. At the same hour, wholesale food markets are quietly shaping the day's prices. In Karachi, Lahore, Peshawar, Faisalabad, and many other cities, sabzi mandis operate under dim lighting as traders negotiate volumes and rates through verbal agreements and handwritten records. These early transactions determine what retailers will pay and what households will face later in the day, long before kitchens become active. By 4 a.m., the country's bread supply is already taking shape. In urban neighborhoods, tandoors begin operating well before dawn to meet the daily dependence on fresh naan and roti. Night production is not driven by tradition alone, by practical consideration. Gas supply tends to be more stable, labor costs are lower, traffic disruptions are minimal, and heat exposure is reduced, allowing production to run with fewer interruptions. The same logic governs transport and logistics. Freight trucks, cargo vans, oil tankers, and intercity buses dominate highways during the nighttime hours because efficiency improves when congestion disappears. Deliveries are faster, fuel consumption is lower, and vehicle wear is reduced, all of which matters in a system where logistics costs account for an estimated 18 to 20% of GDP, near double the global average. For those moving essential goods across long distances, nighttime operation is not a hardship, but one of the few ways to remain economically viable. As physical movement slows, digital labor intensifies. Pakistan is now home to millions of freelancers and remote workers engaged in software development, design, data services, content moderation, and customer support. Their workdays are not aligned with local routines because their clients are based in North America, Europe, and Australia. As a result, midnight often marks the beginning of productive hours. From homes, shared apartments, and all-night workspaces, digital services move across borders without visibility or ceremony. Foreign currency enters the country not through shipping containers or factory output, but through online platforms, contracts, and remote workflows. Despite operating without formal protections or fixed schedules, this night-driven digital workforce has become one of Pakistan's fastest-growing sources of external income. Food distribution, bread production, freight movement, and digital exports all depend heavily on nighttime activity. Yet infrastructure and public services thin out after dark. Transport becomes scarce, healthcare scales back, energy costs rise, and security coverage weakens precisely when economic activity remains essential. Urban planning continues to assume a daytime population. Energy policy prioritizes daylight demand, and economic narrative focuses on visible hours of work, leaving an entire segment of productivity unaccounted for. Pakistan's night workers are not peripheral, they are foundational. If the system that operates after midnight were disrupted, the following day would struggle to function at all. The country's resilience is built quietly under low light and with little recognition, sustained by people whose work ensures that morning arrives ready to begin.